It wouldn't be a new racing season without the Absolute Beginners League on GSRC. And although we weren't with you for round one, it doesn't take away our excitement that one of the staples of sim racing broadcast on GSRC is back for another season. Can you believe this is season 19 of Formula Neagle? Well, from Watkins, Glen, we're going to see how exciting it's going to be. This is Global SimRacing Channel's second round coverage of the Absolute Beginners League Formula Neagle Season 19 Championship. I'm Adam Young. With me today, one of GSRC's newest commentators, Rocco Stallone. And no, we haven't given up on the Rocky jokes there. Sean Ambrose has director duties, armed with cameras provided by Dougie Beard. And we have Mr. Engstrom watching the pits for us this afternoon. Now, we may not have broadcasted the race, but I was there. First race of the season under the blaring sun at Road Atlanta. Edwin Valerino started on pole, Lee Anderson second, and Euro Num returning to the series in third. They'd get away clean, and a very clean race overall. Largest two incidents happening on the first lap. Pablo Santini will get loose, and Alex Scott will have nowhere to go. Then, coming onto the front straightaway, Giannis Christodoulou will lose grip, spear Elise Spodek in the side, sending him into the air and into the wall. It broke down to a 6-car pack by lap 3 and stayed that way until pit stops around lap 14. And on those stops, Euro Num doing what Euro does. He comes out with an over 4-second lead. But Valerino and Anderson begin leapfrogging on the back stretch and running him down lap after lap. They catch Numb, and on the backstretch for the last time, Valerino gets a great run on Anderson. He'll get by him for first, and Numb follows behind. And that was it, as the win goes to Edwin Valerino, with Euro Numb second and Lee Anderson coming home in third. You know what? An Euro Numb being back, I guess that means Tuan Tran wanted to come back, because he's at the very least in the session right now. So it is like the legends of ABL have come back home. And that brings us to Watkins Glen, one of the more historic North American tracks. And with us running the classic configuration today, it is going to be a wild one. Why don't we take a look at today's track guide?
Yeah, Adam, we're taking a look at today's track. Watkins Glen, what can you say about it? It is the mecca of North American road racing. Used to run Formula One back in the day here. Now we're being treated to our Skip Barber 2000 model. Running the 7-turn track layout. We're not doing the boot, so we got the long chute coming out of the carousel. Notable is that we are not running the bus stop chicane, which means these guys will be going into the carousel at full speed. With these Skip Barber cars, it's all about momentum, so it's going to be interesting to see how these guys are going to deal with that draft going into that large right-hander.
All right, and with that explanation there, we also now have the GSRC lap guide.
Welcome to Watkins Glen International. Situated in upstate New York, just south of the Finger Lakes, this track has seen it all. Few road circuits can boast hosting Formula One, IndyCar, NASCAR, and IMSA during its history. Though it did have a brief fallow period in the early 80s, thanks to the investment of local companies, it's grown into one of the premier road tracks in the U.S. With 4 layouts to choose from that range between 2.5 and 3.5 miles in length, lap times can vary greatly. But it also means it's suitable for lots of different levels of racing, from amateur to pro. The one thing that stays consistent no matter which car and which layout you're using is that Watkins Glen means speed. Many of the straights are very long, and the majority of the corners are fast sweepers. Some of them include a surprising amount of banking as well. Combine that with the proximity of the barriers, and this historic circuit retains a very old-school feel. Drivers in lesser-powered cars can expect drafting battles, while higher-powered machinery will test the skill and bravery of their pilots. Some of the turns are visually iconic, such as the carousel and the S's. Others, like the inner loop, the chute, and turn 9, greatly challenge even the expertly skilled. And of course, we haven't even mentioned the drastic amount of elevation change drivers experience. Between its rich history and popularity among drivers, this track stays busy and seems likely to be that way.
Will bring us to today's point standings. Of course, we're only after round 1, so this is only representative of the first race of the season, which we just saw the recap a minute ago from Road Atlanta, with that big win by Edwin Valerino coming up right over top of Euro Numb and Lee Anderson. They put on a fantastic battle there at the end of that one, but Euro Numb coming home second in his return to the series after a couple seasons away. I would say, just knowing who he is and what he's done, he would probably be an early favorite. But yeah, Edwin Valerino and Lee Anderson introducing some of the competition there. Vincent Brem and Neil Bamber. Neil Bambi Bamber will be coming in 5th on that. So we'll see how well he does here today. Of course, they do have the F2 standings as well, kind of the second tier, all running in one race, and yes, on track at the same time. And Christopher Giros is on that one, with Luis Lujan only 3 points behind, Kevin Walsh, Scott Angelo, and Hocek Potacek, all within 10 points. And I'll tell you, looking at some of the practice standings, because draft playing such a big role on that, some of those guys were actually pretty high up on the practice boards just a little while ago. So let's go ahead and take a look at the race details graphic today, and Rocco has that.
Adam, our details for the Absolute Beginners League. This is the 19th season we've been running this long-standing series. Round 2 of 5, it's going to be a 40-minute race. Limited fuel at 51%, about a half a tank. A little bit of open setup so these guys can tweak with some wing angles, see how that's going to affect them going on. Incident cap at 17. 17 actually is going to give you a time penalty. We have a incident cap second level at 24, where your day is done.
And something different in the Absolute Beginners League this season as well, in addition to that kind of staggered penalty count, is they are going to get a faster pair. If you remember well, pretty much all seasons before, if you had a problem, you were done. Now, this time around, they are going to get that fast repair, so it's worth it to try to get into the pits to try to salvage what you can of your day, especially in this short season with no drops. So take a look now at qualifying. Qualifying's out there. You see Barrett Brummett just setting the fastest lap. That's a new name to the series, but these guys are just getting going out there. And yes, as expected, they are in big packs. Looking at Edwin Valerino, he's drafting off Gerardo Ramos. Didier Smet is drafting off Alex Scott, who's in turn drafting off Dennis Russ. Draft is going to be playing a big role out there today, Rocco.
Yeah, Adam, it's definitely something that these guys are going to have to be aware of, like I said, especially coming out of that long straight going into the carousel. Now, I know that you're a frequent racer in these skips. Why don't you tell us and everybody at home how it feels when you come out of the slipstream? Is it a big pull? Is it something you really got to have the right line for? How's it feel?
Oh, I wouldn't call myself frequent, but I like to dabble every once in a while. And I'll tell you that, it feels like you're hitting a brick wall, really. I mean, you quickly lose your momentum, especially on some of these longer straights, because these guys are going to be flat out pretty much from the exit of turn one until, you get all the way down the backstretch. And, of course, there is going to be no bus stop here today. And it's you probably could see a situation where you see 2 to 3 passes for position in that one stretch, just because of the difference between being in the draft and out of the draft. And I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be some of the drafting battles of old out there. We're starting to see some of the times come in to start to be a little bit more representative about what we've got going on out there. Matt Carballo is coming across the line. This is going to be his first real time. Let's see what he's able to put down. And that's a 128. Now, keep in mind, that wasn't in any kind of draft. Now, Eero Num, the Roland Estonian, making his second start here on his return to the series. He was on the provisional pole. Is he able to better that time? He is not. But he also didn't have anybody in front of him.
Right, and we got Potacek in second. He's trying to improve his time as we take a look at Peter Reed here. And then we have Gyros in third, Sauer in fourth, and Santaluste in fifth. Love that name.
Yeah, that's one of the newer names to the series. So this is it seems like this season 19 is going to shaping up to be some of the old mixing in with some of the new. And I gotta tell you, after calling so many of these over the years, it's going to be exciting out there. Looking at Barrett Burnett now, Kevin Walsh having a little bit of an issue. He looks like he's getting it straightened out. Let's go to Neil Armstrong. No, not that Neil Armstrong, the United Kingdom one, who is out there, and you see what he's able to do for his first time coming to the start finish line, and did not log it. Oh, there it is. Just briefly flashed. There was a 139, so that must have been his outlap right now. So here's Matt Carballo. See if he's able to improve on it. Yeah, it picks up about 1.3 seconds. That is going to move him up a touch, I believe, now to 26, but he's kind of in range now with some of those other guys. Here's Eero Num. Ooh, big improvement on his time. But Potacek ended up having an even bigger improvement. Potacek is on the pole. When was the last time you ever to say that here in the Absolute Beginners League? He is on the coattails of Eero Num as he puts a wheel off, though. This lap won't count for him. That's going to be a solid off track there.
I think he was a little excited about taking that pole.
I mean, I would be too. Great run there from Hocek. And then Ludwig Sauer now sitting in third. Here's Dennis Russ. That's not going to be a competitive time there. Might have been another outlap for him, but he's also running in a little bit of a pack. Getting a taste of how this race is going to go here today with a lot of these packs shaping up.
These times are pretty close.
Yeah.
1 through 20. I mean, 1.7 seconds. That's, I mean, on this track, that's not a lot. That's not a lot at all.
Yeah, and especially with what we're seeing out there with the kind of style of racing, we're going to be looking at that quite a bit here today, I'm thinking. Neil Armstrong this time improves it a little bit. He doesn't really have a drafting partner out there, though. So, and Rocco, you can correct me if I'm seeing something different here, but it does look to be about a 2 to 2.5 second difference in lap time if you don't have a drafting partner.
Well, like you said, you get that draft, and once you get out of it, it's that brick wall. So, I mean, if they're running an entire lap against the brick wall, it's definitely going to be something that they're going to have to deal with. But I'm just telling you, I'm kind of a fan of Neil Armstrong here. I want to see him do good. We got our own personal moon man, and I definitely want to see him. Unfortunately, right now he's kind of lagging behind. Hopefully, he can put together some better laps. But I mean, I definitely got my eye on Neil Armstrong today.
Oh, hey, so there is. Looking at Euro Num now, he's not going to have the greatest lap time. Here's Luis Lujan coming onto the front straightaway. He's going to be slower than what he's been able to put down here today. And here comes Neil again.
Come on, Neil. Come on, Neil. Get it. Get it.
Such a long run out of that final quarter until you finally get to the start-finish line. That improves a little bit over another second, so good on him. The problem is it really didn't move him up a spot, still sitting back there in 26th position.
Top five really has not changed much. Nam in second. I know he's going to be trying to get that last 10th. Sauer in third. Villarino in fourth. Giros. As I speak, he takes the pole. A little bit under a 1/10 of a second now. But he's got the pole. Almost like where he should be.
Yeah, looking at Tuan here. Not seeing the pace that's characteristic of Tuan, but we know from previous seasons that there were lots of times where he didn't qualify the best and then just absolutely moved through the field and did some damage. He's got his work cut out for him here today. Barrett Burnett coming across. Ooh, there's somebody on the pole I wasn't expecting. Fabio Ramos moving to the front spot. That's a new name.
I think anybody who's just about crossing the line now is pretty much done. We're going to see our last few finishers here. Should be exciting toward the end, but it's definitely winding down. I think the top field is pretty much set unless any surprises pop up.
Well, let's see. We got a few guys out there that are going to be able to get across the line before the checkered comes out here and get the additional lap. Let's see. Frederick Neptune and Nico Roman are on the race to get there. I don't think they did. I think they crossed just after the checkered flag. Euro Num is coming across again. Christopher Giros not able to really move. Euro Num does improve, but doesn't improve enough. A couple other guys coming across. Neil Bamber, it looks like.
Giros dropping down to 7th.
Not seeing a whole lot of movement here at the tail end of the qualifying session. Edgar Sancinelli.
Tron put himself into 5th.
Yeah, Edgar Sancinelli picks up a half second. That'll move him up to 13th. Lujan and Santisi here. Let's see. He doesn't improve on his time. Lujan moves up to 7th. Torres doesn't improve. Neil Armstrong doesn't improve. And okay, so we still got Edwin Valerino, though. We just saw him put off, and then Ramos has to react to a move, and he's going to be done for his qualifying. So what is Didier Smet able to do? Is he going to be able to put down a time here? Beginning to wonder, though, if he was one of the ones that wasn't able to get across the line, but we'll stick with it here for just a moment. And then we've got a large field to get through before they go green, so we'll be flying through the grid here in just a moment. once Didier Smet comes across the line. Yeah, he's out. He's braking. He's coming down pit road. So let's go ahead and give that pole to Gerardo Babio Ramos. He'll be starting on the front row, right alongside of Euro Num. Podcheck. Great qualifying effort for him. He's going to start third. Ludwig Sauer in fourth. Tuan Tran, he snuck into fifth position. Forget what I said about him not qualifying well sometimes. Edwin Valerino, the winner from last week, he's going to start sixth. Luis Lujan in seventh. Nico Roman in eighth. Christopher Giros in ninth. And Yame Torres coming in 10th position.
Starting in 11th, we got Neil Bamber, Thomas Kick joining him at 12th on row 6. Barrett Brummert, Edgar Sancinelli, 13th and 14th respectively. Frederick Neptune in 15th alongside Josh Brain in 16th. Henrik Camara in 17th next to Jack Turner in 18th. And then rounding out row 10, we got Pablo Lozano Santiuste, great name, and Matt Tempest in 20th.
In 21st spot, we got Nick Carty. Alongside him be Luis Morga. Darren Rollison in 23rd. Christopher Cook in 24th. Kevin Walsh 25th alongside Didier Smith in row 13. Andrew Saunders in 27th. Keep on wanting to say Alex Saunders, but no, that's Lionheart. So Lieutenant Russ will be in 28th. Scott Angelo in 29th. Neil Armstrong in 30th. And I'll just round out here the rest of the field real quick. Alex Scott, Peter Reed, Matt Carballo, Alessandro Del Dante will be making up the rest of the field. I do not see Chester Thompson on the grid, and I don't know who that other guy is out there that decided to join as a driver instead of just as a commentator. But now we're going to get ready to go green here in just a few minutes. Got about 20 seconds before we start to see these engines rev up. Surprise pole from Gerardo Babio Ramos. He's looking to make a statement here in his introduction to the series. Could we see another first-time winner, or will one of the classics be able to try to pull it off here today with Euro Num starting in second, Podacek out there starting in third? I think we're on our way to an exciting race. As those engines start to rev, we're waiting for the lights to turn off. There it is. There's the engines. The roar of the Skip Barber machines gets going, and these guys are going to start flying down to turn one. Gerardo Ramos already starting to look more toward the defensive line. He does get a great start. Euro Num gets a good start as well. Podacek's going to be under fight here for third positions. Ludwig Sauer's going to get by him on the outside. Tuan Tran coming in as well. Tuan Tran fighting his way back onto the track there after the exit of one, and now they're full throttle all the way down. It does look like everybody was able to get through turn one here okay, but now we head to the backstretch, and that's when the craziness begins.
Here comes that speed. Here comes that slipstream going into the carousel. Remember, they do not have that bus stop to slow them down. This is gonna take the place of turn one. I think we're gonna see something happen here.
Of course, going through the carousel here, that's when things, you're right, they can get interesting. And the classic layout, this is the reason why they added the bus stop into Watkins Glen. Already seen some guys get really wide. Christopher Giros gets a little bit sideways. It looks like some good side-by-side battles going through there, but I think everybody is going to
Peter Reed got
okay.
something. Peter Reed's lagging behind everybody. Something happened to him.
Yeah, Peter Reed just broke loose. He's back going straight. He's okay. And up at the front, Ramos has been able to take back the lead already from Euro Num as they head toward the front straightaway, going underneath the bridge and toward the start-finish line.
Oh, wow, he got so close to that tire wall coming out of that last turn. Wow.
Seeing one driver having a little bit of a connection issue. I think that's Podacek. I've seen blink a few times. It's not exactly something that you want there in the draft. Looking at some guys getting real wide through turn one. That's very common here at Watkins Glen to see a lot of guys get wide through there. Once again, I do think everybody gets through clean as the drafting battle continues up front. Euro Num hunting right now.
Oh, trying to pass for the lead.
And there he goes. Ludwig Sauer is going to try to follow in as Ramos gets to the point where he starts catching a little bit of the draft off the back of Num's car. That gives him a little bit more to kind of squeeze up there.
Oh.
And
almost
has that
three
inside
wide.
line. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see 3 wide there for the lead here by the end of this race. Here, we got an issue. Thomas Kick is off the track. Ooh, Thomas Kick actually went for a wild ride. And Thomas Kick, as we load up the GSRC replay machine, was one guy that we actually had our eye on. He actually led the practice charts for a little while. He's going to catch a wheel. Let's see, when they get down here, you can see a couple cars in the carousel start to knock together. A few guys go sideways, including Lujan. And Lujan, when he starts going sideways, he's going to clip Thomas Kick. He has nowhere to go, and he just gets launched into the tire barrier and catch fence. And that very likely might be the end of his day, but Neptune was involved in that, along with Luis Morga and Scott Angelo, a couple of guys whose days come to an early end.
Yeah, while you keep us informed on that, it looks like Tuan is trying to get his 4th spot, trying to duck under Potacek. Not quite able to do it quite yet. Maybe he'll have enough at the end of the straight here. But this top 3, wow, these guys are close.
It'll probably remain close here for the rest of the day. Somehow Ramos is able to hold off Euro Num and Ludwig Sauer going into the carousel there. It's amazing to watch, but Euro Num's deciding, I'm going to do a little something different here. Go around the other side. Let's see how that works out for me. Actually kind of surprised. Euro Num usually likes to hang back, save a little bit of gas, and extend his stop and do his early peel, late reveal. And for you guys that haven't watched very many Euro Num races here in the ABL, that was a term coined by Soup. Basically means he likes to pit early and then show you what you got at the end of the race, because all of a sudden he's right back there. So we'll be seeing if Euro Num does that kind of strategy here today, or maybe the drafting here at Watkins Glen will kind of negate a little bit of that.
Yeah, I don't know if he hit that brick wall you were talking about, or if he just thought better of trying to pass, but he moved out to make that pass, and he just stalled. He just lost his momentum.
Yeah, that's the other part too, is that momentum part is big in these cars. Here in seeing one guy coming down into the pits, it's Alex Scott. Mr. Engstrom, we got Mr. Engstrom in the pit road for us. Do you guys know anything's going on? Oh, actually, we need to go up to the lead here real quick. Ramos looks like he might give up the lead.
Is that lap traffic he's kind of struggling with? Oh,
ooh,
wow, that lapper definitely making it difficult. Ramos negotiating. It looks like he got a little loose. Looked like that back end wanted to. He definitely lost a little bit of speed. Side by side.
That was Scott Angelo coming back out onto the track after his fast repair from that earlier incident. Ramos is able to retain the lead, though, as Scott Angelo will try to latch on to the back part of the lead pack here. They'll have Luis Morga coming up on them as well.
Looks like we got one driver in the pits. Do we know who that is, Engstrom?
Yeah, there was Alex Scott who just split. He's now back on track. And let's see who else there's. Yes. Actually, there was one driver who just off the race completely. Thomas Kick. Yeah, his day is done. But
no, that's unfortunate. This is real early on, and it's definitely something you don't want to be done so early. Almost a half hour left to go. Early day, unfortunately.
Ooh, look, here you go for the lead. Euro Num trying to get in the lead. They're going 3 wide for second. And it looks like Potacek. He's going to try to get up there. Going through the carousel loop, whatever you want to call it. He's taking the lead through there. Yeah, and look at that. Potacek, that's a guy that's really stepped up his game a couple of seasons ago and now went from being a mid-packer to kind of a front runner, and now he's racing up front with the likes right now of Num and Sauer. And, of course, you got Ramos up there. He's making his first start in the series. He's sliding.
Oh, wow, this is great. This is great.
And he's going to go ahead and take it back.
Adam, is it this intense when you race?
No, because I'm usually in the back. I'm nowhere near as good as some of these guys up here. But I tell you what, these guys are getting ready to get into a smattering of lap vehicles that were already into trouble. They're going to have to negotiate their way around Luis Morga, Alex Scott, Kevin Walsh. And it's to go up through the S's here. That could be a problem for some of these guys once they get to turn 5 in just a moment. As Wojciech Podacek is going to go ahead and try to look to go around Ramos again, forcing him to the outside. That back group there kind of fell off a little bit, but they'll probably be able to catch right back up as Tuan Tran back there just pushing Torres up. Oh, Torres! Oh, Euro Num, Tuan Tran, Ludwig Sauer, they get into it.
Oh, wow.
Ludwig Sauer
no.
is damaged, but he is still moving. Tuan Tran has a bent up front wing.
Oh, he can't keep it straight. Oh, he's parked it. He's taking the tow. Oh, no.
Not a good return to the series for him. Looks like, that's devastating there. Ludwig Sauer is able to go. Euro Num doesn't look like he ended up with any damage out of that.
Oh, he's got some ground to make up, though.
Dorado Ramos was able to retain the lead. Looks like Wojciech Podacek. Oh, he loses front grip. He has to take turn 1 really wide. Makes a trip through the grass. He'll be able to draft back up on Ramos here by the time they get to turn 5 in the carousel, but he's not going to be able to probably make a move here on this lap. Jaume Torres is really trying to use the draft from Kevin Walsh, the lap vehicle, to try to stay with that lead group. And Alex Scott and Morga almost coming together right in front of Euro Num and Edwin Valerino.
Oh, they're 3 wide. 3 wide.
That lead pack is going to have to split the 2 lap vehicles.
I wonder if these guys are getting frustrated. There's some lap traffic that's, I tell you what, it's making it exciting for us. This Sunday is supposed to be relaxed, but I'm not feeling relaxed right now. I'm really up on this. I'm enjoying every single lap of this. Wow.
And, of course, the draft being the great equalizer, so these guys are able to stay up there with the leaders right now. As Alex Scott actually pulls in front of Edwin Valerino. That's allowing Euro Num to get away. Just watching some of these guys here. Alex Scott in particular, he is all over the place in front of Edwin Valerino.
Speaking of all over the place, Ramos has this tail end backing out on him almost every turn. He is pushing this car as hard as he can.
As Edwin Valerino finally is able to clear, but he's almost lost touch with Euro Num. Up front, Wojciech Podacek, he's close enough this time. He might try to make a run at Ramos going down the backstretch. Wojciech Podacek it's going to be forced to go to the outside.
Side by side.
Ramos getting
right
on the
about
radio.
here is where they would be hitting that bus stop, but nope, not today. Full speed into the carousel. Is he going to be able to pull it? I don't think he's going to. No, he can't hold it outside. Definitely thought better of it.
Enough momentum, but still right there. And that pack really got broken up by the lap vehicles, and Edwin Valerino still stuck behind those guys. And he, of course, is still running there in 5th position. This time, Wojciech Podacek has a larger run. Tries to do the over-under there, going through turn 10. Can't do anything with it. He has to back off. So a little bit of separation between the leaders here as they're coming up now on Edgar Sancinelli. He'll be the next lap vehicle that they catch. Jaume Torres, though, in all that, is starting to get back to the back of the draft. I think he's going to start feeling that from Wojciech Podacek. And the more they run side by side, the more he's going to be able to do something.
Taking a look at Matt Tempest here. And a major battle going on around him. Looks like Nick Carty's in there, Josh Brain, a bunch of guys fighting for this 11th spot.
Yeah, Christopher Giros just moved up 2 spots that last time by. He was lap 8. He was in 13th. Now he's in 11th, so he got around Tempest and Nick Carty. This is still a larger pack that is running. That's going all the way back. But you got Giros in there, Tempest, Carty, Brain, Santiste, Jack Turner, and you got DDR Smith. That's a lap vehicle that's just trying to latch onto these guys. And now looking at Matt Tempest, he's going to go around Christopher Giros here on the high side. He pulls in line, so he's giving up that position, tries to get the draft, going to come right back on him here going through the loop. And he's going to clear him again. Good battle back there. Go ahead.
Just a quick little update on my boy Neil Armstrong. He's in 18th. Just figured I'd throw that in there, Adam.
Oh man, that's just watching some of these guys here. They're having a good battle back there themselves there for 17th, 18th, and 19th. We get a little love to them here just real quick. As Neil Armstrong looking to hold off Matt Carballo as they go through turn 10. And Neil Armstrong forced to the high side. That might allow Carballo to clear him. No, but he's able to maintain the edge. He's going to keep his nose in there, going through for the final corner, turn 11. He's going to slide up in front of Carballo, and Neil Armstrong's going to be able to keep that position. So, yeah, good little battle going on back there.
We got a battle for the lead again.
Yeah, let's go up to that here. Potacek has the nose once again on Ramos. Let's see if he has the momentum this time. I think he's going to run out of space as they start to even up. The momentum dies away. And I'll tell you, Jaume Torres, he's the one that really wants to see these guys continue to go at it like this, because every time they do, it allows him to catch up just a little bit.
This battle up front, this has been going on for at least 3 laps. He's trying it again. He's trying this outside. He's definitely trying to get on the outside of Ramos.
Ramos is doing a great job using that defensive line. Oh, look at it. Oh, Torres went off real big there for a little bit. Had to slide that thing away. Almost gets into the tires coming out of turn 11 too. Woo,
He's on it. He is on it.
Yeah. That battle we were watching a few minutes ago. I think Neil Armstrong, Christopher Crook is out. Got a number of cars on pit road that look really tore up.
Try to get a look at that here.
Oh, it ended up being in that battle that we were watching. Carballo.
Oh.
Neil Armstrong came back in off turn 1, and they slid into the inside wall. That was hard contact for those guys.
Some great looks at this.
Hard contact. And then there was another blue car there that was, I want to say it was Christopher Cook that ended up getting plowing into that group right there.
Back side by side again for the lead.
Now around, so all of a sudden action picking up here, and Potacek and all that looks like okay, he's still in second. I heard a little bit of conversation between our two leaders. They're just talking. Potacek's still right there.
Every time I look at Ramos, I'm looking at the side of his car. Wow.
It's on these Skip Barber machines, and the last tire model, whenever they redesigned the Skip Barber and introduced a new damage model, new tire model to it, and everything else, they like to go sideways. That's almost how you have to drive these things. It's kind of interesting out there actually, because you feel like you're dirt tracking around some of these corners on these narrow tires and little wings.
Yeah, definitely an underpowered vehicle as far as the downforce that it produces. Momentum is the key. It's like we're watching a replay of the same thing over and over. Potacek trying to go on the outside. He just can't get around him. That
was about as close as he came to being able to do it, though. Yeah, he actually had Ramos clear for about a split second before they entered the braking zone, but wasn't able to do anything with it. It would have been very dangerous to slide in front then. So Jocek is very experienced. He knows when to make that move, but it's getting closer every single time. But once again, the more that they do that, the more it allows Torres and then Numb to get into this thing here. Go back to Christopher Giros and Tempest back there. Looking at that fight. Of course, this is a fight that the Carballo incident happened in just a little while ago, and you have a couple of new cars that have joined this pack, like Josh Brent and Nick Carty back there, Santiste, and Jack Turner still hanging on to the edge of that as they have to get around the lap vehicle of Scott Angelo, who's going down into the pits.
Well, just as we saw that the lap vehicles were spreading the field out, this time they are bringing them together.
We still have a few more to go as Alex Scott slides in front of Christopher Giros. Alex Scott, once again, they're having to negotiate him when he's sliding all over the place here. See if Gyros is able to clear him going down the backstretch. I'd be looking for a big run to happen here out of Matt Tempest and Darren Rollinson. They don't stay in line, though. That's not going to help the case.
Just adding a little bit to the drama, Kevin Walsh, who is 3 laps down, picking up some team radio. Not very happy with Scott Angelo.
Would not be surprised after their contact just a little while ago.
It's the second race of the season, so the tempers definitely haven't overflowed yet, but it's something to keep in mind.
Oh, and Hocek Potacek just now, I think he was able to get around Ramos going down the backstretch that last time. Indeed, he was. It was down the backstretch. We go take a look at it here real quick. And the surprising part about this is it happened very early on the backstretch the last time by. Looked like Ramos just didn't have a very good run out of the S's. And Hocek Potacek goes around the outside.
Finally making that able.
Yeah, able to complete that move by the time they got to turn 5. But you know what? This time around, Ramos does the same thing to him at almost the exact same spot. We don't even need to show the pass because you just watched it. Just flip around the blue car and the yellow car because that's exactly what just happened. And there they go. Ramos back in the lead. Forgive me, Torres and Ramos, the exact same looking cars there. That kind of dull yellow that actually looks pretty good, I'd say. I kind of like that yellow on these race cars. Hocek Potacek now, though, right back to where he was, looking at the rear wing of Gerardo Ramos.
And third place, Juan Torres is not benefiting as much as you would think. These guys have been battling side by side for many laps, and he's still just under 3 seconds. I don't know if he's struggling. I don't know if he's having a problem finding his line, but it's not benefiting him as much as you would think.
Yeah, he's fallen off another 0.7 of a second since last looked in it. Is looking again for the lead. Is Hocek Potacek trying to get a good run here out of the S's? Could he make another challenge to Ramos by the time he gets to turn 5? Those guys have to be having a lot of fun out there.
I'm having a lot of fun watching it.
Yeah, and all it's going to take is just one good run to seal that move. There he is.
Got him.
Oh, no, but he slips back in as they both lose the draft. And Ramos retains that position. Hey, another good battle out here real quick. If we go back to Alessandro Zaldoni and Nico Roman, Henrik Kamara back there for 7th, 8th, and 9th, just inside the top 10. They fought to get around Luis Morga. They were swapping positions there last time around on the backstretch, and they're almost catching Neil Bamber up here in 6th position. As they continue to use that draft to move in and out.
Alessandro Dalladona making me think I missed a call here. That black paint scheme on the nose, I thought it was gone.
Yeah, let's go over to Engstrom in the pits. Engstrom here, we're starting to see the pit stops start.
Yes, there was Josh Brain and also Jack Turner. They did their pit stop, scheduled pit stop. Everything went quite well. Say around 17-second stop. So I think some cars will be heading just right now. Yeah.
Yeah, more heading your way.
Yeah, Santisi, Rollison, Gyros, all coming down pit road. And I don't know if you just saw it on your screen there, but Henrik Kamara setting the fastest lap of the race so far in that pack that we were just watching before we went to take a look at pit road. And they are catching Neil Bamber for 6th.
Taking advantage of that slipstream for sure.
We're already past halfway here today, so expecting pit road to become a very busy place. Engstrom down there is going to keep an eye on it for us, and particularly when we want to know when those leaders pit. Particularly, personally, I know from experience, I want to know when Euro Num comes down pit road, because that'll usually be a pretty good idea of what to expect here. As looking at that battle once again, Daldonde Neil Bamber. They caught him. They've already gotten around Neil Bamber in that draft, and they're sliding through turn 10, setting up for turn 11. They're coming down. Henrik Kamara, is he coming down pit road? He is. He's the first out of that pack, it looks like, to come down. Nick Hardy already announcing he's going to be coming down pit road as well. Out of his pack, pit road becoming a busy place.
You think that's a case of Kamara trying to get his position in the pits?
I would think so right now with Potacek and Ramos in. They pit together. Del Donde setting the fastest lap.
Nam inheriting the lead as we speak.
Uncharacteristic. I like it. Oh, look at Torres. Off of pit road. He's going to get around Ramos and right under the rear wing of Hocek Potacek. That's how you make up some time. Now, the question becomes, was he on pit road long enough to get enough gas to make it to the end? As we're getting the pick comparison pulled up, we'll watch that. Engstrom, what did you see down there?
Yeah, there was some problem when he just pitted out. 15-second pit stop, so it was everything was fine there, but can we have some replay of that?
That was about a second. Go ahead real quick if we can.
Nam in the pits. Nam heading down pit lane.
Well, we watch his entry here. It looks like he was able to get into a stall okay. Tell you what, though, if those up, we're going to have to watch very carefully now that Euro Num is on. Okay, so there he pulls away. Okay, so Euro Num now in his stall. We'll go back and see where the leaders are at. They're coming down the front straightaway as Euro Num pulls away. So Torres either did not get enough, just had a fantastically shorter stop than the rest of them, or something else, and maybe he wouldn't get enough because Euro Num comes out about the same gap that he was before. So Torres is the real winner on that, and he's going to go ahead and take a shot at the lead here on Hocek Potacek going down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Torres only spent 38 seconds on pit lane. Maybe it was just a quick entry and an excellent exit. According to his pit stop, I don't see him having done anything different than anybody else would have.
Just looking through the running order right now, and as things continue to sort themselves out after the round of pit stops. Looking at Edwin Ballerino, Ludwig Sauer.
Torres going around Potacek.
Del Donde and Bamber are still together. So we're seeing a lot of the battles start to resume that we had before the pit stops. Torres still the story on those. Matt Tempest is finally coming down pit road here.
Well, this battle for first has turned into something special. On the board, they are battling for second, but that's going to reset. Tempest is in, which Torres re-inherits the lead, followed by Potacek, followed by Fabio Ramos.
Then looking at Ramos setting the fastest time of the race there, that last time by. So taking that over from Del Don. And eventually, one of these years, I'm going to get Alessandro's name right. I promise you, Alessandro, one of these years I will get your name right. Looking through the battle. Could we have a 3-wide battle for the lead? Oh, Ramos says yes. I will try to take it 3-wide. He's looking to go around the outside here, around Hocek Potacek. Is he going to get him clear, get some clear for a split second? Can't pull down in front of him, though, as he has to go wide. How far is he going to slip back? Is he going to slip back all the way into the clutches of his teammate? They're going to have to go side by side on the outside of 5. They're going to draft right back up on Hocek. Oh, Hocek putting himself between the two. I would choose one or the other there. You're giving them both your draft at this point. And that's going to allow Ramos to take a look, but can't do anything with it. So we go through turn 10, and turn 11 this time, and it's going to be back to Potacek, Ramos, and Torres.
I tell you what, I bet a lot of iRacers are watching this right now and wishing that some of the races that they participate in that are inhabited by beginners would show this much discretion. These guys have very courteous up until this point. We are approaching 10 minutes to go, so we will see if this patience for any of these drivers starts to wear thin a little.
Watching now on Torres, and maybe the first
battle.
time I've heard Jaume Torres referred to as a beginner. But Podacek's gone. He's back. Then I think I gave Torres a little bit of a heart attack. He doesn't know which way to go right now, but he decides to go and take it 3 wide. They're going to stick Podacek in the middle. And this is going to be fun.
I hope he's not.
Again.
I hope he's not losing connection right now. That would be terrible. This is a great battle.
Back.
Oh, he runs a little wide. A little wide.
Oh, they're thinking about going 3 wide again. This is the first time I've seen it on the new model of these cars. On the old model of these cars, it was very much a strategy for leapfrogging. In a 3 wide battle, you're trying to set good times, not trying to slow each other up, for the middle lane to be the fastest. And it was very interesting to see. Not seeing that so much here today, but we are seeing it to some extent. So very interesting to see out there. I think the last time I saw it was Spa about 3 or 4 seasons ago with these guys. Keep in mind, we say seasons. They run short seasons, multiple seasons a year here. But this is the 19th one for the Formula Neagle series. Good to see them putting on a show. Going back to P5 is Ludwig Sauer and Edwin Valerino. They resumed their battle they had earlier. They're trying to catch Euro Num right now. As actually, they caught Euro Num by about a half second that last time by. Oh, but here comes Edwin Valerino. He's going to be taking a look. He's got the momentum. Will he be able to clear?
Back up front, we had him 4 wide. I'm sorry, they had him 4 wide going around the lapper. Oh wow, this is getting. I'm sitting in my chair right now, Adam. I'm waving my arms. I'm so excited watching this battle. These guys are all over each other. Now, I did want to ask you a question. Are these guys laying enough rubber down to influence possibly a second line around this track?
No, not at all. I mean, and really, they're not even laying enough rubber down for 1 line around this track. The narrow tires and the Skip Barber machines don't really promote that as much as you might think. Looking at how close Podacek gets to the gearbox there. Torres is now, they're going to go side by side here down the front straightaway. Will Hodacek go ahead and try to make it 3 wide going into 1? No, he does not. That's probably the wise move there, as that can already get hairy enough. Torres goes super wide. He's going to get the grass. He's able to pull it back in here.
And 1 is so important that every fraction of an RPM you can get around 1 just carries that speed through this long straight. Ooh, I'm excited. We got 7 minutes to go. I'm bouncing up and down. These guys must be just going nuts trying to figure out how to get around one another. 3 wide down the backstretch. Oh, wow. This is amazing racing.
And I know we're going to we'll stay on the battle, but Ingstrom, you just made an observation that we've missed in the chaos here that we're seeing up front. Now listen, go ahead and tell us about Alessandro.
Yes, Alessandro Dalledone. He started from P34th, so now his position is 7, so it's plus 27 positions. So I think he's the charger of the day.
It certainly looks like it is. He's just on fire this afternoon as the lead exchanging.
Podacek around.
He's getting around Ramos.
He comes across the start finishing first. Wow, he's still flashing too. It's insanity right now.
Frederick Neptune hanging on to those leaders too.
Ramos says
he is a lap down. The 4th car in line is a lap down.
What is going through these guys' head?
Great run here, and he's actually going to be able to. Oh, I thought for a second there he was going to be able to have it. Here comes Podacek again. Oh, Torres doesn't know where to go. So once again, he'll say, I'll take it 3 wide. Let's see what happens here going into the carousel. Almost touching wheels as Podacek and Ramos. 3 wide in the corner.
Oh, wow. They're so close.
Get out of there. and not lose a lot of time doing it. I think Frederick Neptune is just hanging in there just because he wants to see how all this plays out himself.
He's got the best seat.
Just to recap, I don't want to go to it, but you can see it at the tail end of your screen. The Euro Num is slowly being reeled in by Valerino and Ludwig Sauer, but it's a very, very slow rate. So I don't know if that's going to come down to it by the end of this race with only 7 minutes left to go here as they come across the line.
He does have that gap under 3 seconds. I don't know if he's going to have enough time, but this 3 wide side-by-side action is definitely giving him a little bit of hope to maybe be there at the end. But again, time is running out, Adam.
It's now coming down the back straightaway once again, where all the moves seem to be made today. Already looking like they're going to go 3 wide here once again. Torres had a head full of steam there coming around the outside on the out exit of the S's. But of course, it all dies once he gets into that clean air. Hits the wall, but his teammate is going to slip in behind him. But Ramos then cuts back down to get behind Podacek as Torres looks like he might slip back.
Think there's any multi-21 orders going on right now, Adam?
Oh, man. I can tell you this much. I ain't putting any money down on this race because I know I'll probably end up losing that money. Because this one could... There's still about 5 guys who can win this thing, especially if some of these guys up here start to try to actually tangle. As looks like Alessandro Daldon and Neil Bamber have lost touch with Edwin Valerino and Euro Num, so we don't have to worry about them anymore. I mean, they just got their own little battle amongst themselves. Here, and there's a good fight still for P10. That was Nico Roman. That looks like that's calmed down just a little bit between Nico Roman and trying to see who the other car is. That's Christopher Cook back there. So there looks like they might be settled down. Now, just behind them, Josh Brain and Matt Tempest are still locked into a good fight. And actually, it looks like on that one, Nick Hardy and Jack Turner trying to catch them. So you could have a 4-car battle for 11th coming up here in a few minutes, maybe before the end of this race. Let's go back up to the lead. Once again, they got active. Podacek tries to do the over-under there. Starting to make a few more defensive moves. Oh, I like the position that Hocek is in this time, but he can't keep the momentum. As Ramos actually has to get off the gas to avoid him. Good heads up by Ramos and by also Frederick Neptune. I really think Frederick Neptune's just hanging up there just so he can watch this battle. And while they're doing that, Euro Num continues to draw just a little bit closer. Gained 4/10 on the lead pack that time by. He might just run out of time.
Got to give Neptune some credit here. He's a lap down, but he's obviously fast enough to be running with these guys. Definitely getting some valuable practice in running with the leaders.
Draft, the great equalizer, as Hocek pulls out to avoid running in the back of Torres's gearbox. Ramos has a good run in the draft, but probably run out of racetrack by the time they get to turn 5. Not able to get to them so much as he can be able to slide in here going through the carousel. Yes, he'll clear Hocek. Not quite. Put some wheels off in the grass. We are probably going to hit 2 to go here. This time at the line. Ooh, Hocek actually has to get on the brakes to avoid Torres. As Ramos is going to slide into the lead. Overtime his teammate. Back in, steps out. Oh, how did he save that? That was an incredible save, and they all didn't lose a ton of time over it. Euro Num says, do that again. I want in this battle. 2 to go.
Looks like there's a little bit of space that's developing. But as we've seen, that draft you pull in that back stretch, I'm trying to catch my breath here, Adam. This is some amazing stuff. These guys are really putting on a show for us. It's just some of the skill that these guys have. Just watching this intense competition. We're not running, 1,000-pound race cars, but the competition is real, and these guys are good at what they are doing right now.
We call it the Absolute Beginners League, but these guys are anything but some of the most experienced iRacers on iRacing, driving the lower class open wheel cars, put on a whale show here at Watkins Glen. 3 wide for the lead down the back straightaway. Potacek going to be sliding it through. He's able to keep it down there, pinned to that yellow line. Yeah, Ramos has no choice but to yield the lead, but he's going to come back on the defensive. He's going to take a look here. Going into turn 10, they got the kind of the little chute right there. And is he going to be able to make that move on the outside? He's going to have the inside here coming into turn 11. And with Potacek not able to clear him. I thought Torres there was going to try to make it 3 wide in the corner. He's going to make it 3 wide on the exit. We could be going 3 wide here to turn 1. White flag is out. This is going to be our last time around here today. Euro Num waiting in the wings in 4th should anything happen to these guys. They're 3 wide on the exit of 1. Are we going to go 3 wide here through the S's? We are not, or are we? Oh, Ramos runs a little bit wide. Torres trying to sneak in behind his teammate. Potacek.
Look at Num. He's right there.
Euro Num. He's going to be in the draft of these guys now. The 4th car in. Oh, they touch a little bit. They save it. Potacek, he slides in front. He's going to take the lead. Euro Num is there. Oh, they touch again. Incredible battle here at Watkins Glen. This may be one of the ABL's greatest battles here to the line that we've seen yet. We've seen some big ones over the years, as they're going to be 3 wide coming down the chute. They're heading to turn 10. The teammates trying to split Potacek, Euro Num right there. They touch a little bit.
There they go.
They're going to be sliding.
Num's going to win.
Oh, Num!
Num's going to take it.
Num is going to take it. We thought that might happen. Goes from 4th to the win on the last lap as the teammates come together. Euro Num with the big win. We got a big win behind them. Edwin Valerino is going to be able to sneak across Ramos at the line. Neil Bamber trying to get Daldon here. He's not going to have enough time. Give that position to Daldon. Looking at P10 is going to be the next closest battle we have. Christopher Giros having to hold off Nick Carty. Nick Carty's going to have the run, but will he have the time?
Oh, Jack Turner in the wall. Oh, he's out of gas. He's not going to make it. Oh, he's got to limp across the line. Jack Turner, 13th.
Oh, and I'm not sure what happened. Oh, there. Yeah, look at Matt Tempest. He came across the line just crabbing like crazy.
That was something, Adam. Wow, what do we say about this? We got to do something here.
That was just incredible. Hard racing there at the end. You really can't put the blame on anybody. They're all going for the win. They make some light contact. Teammates end up getting knocked into each other. Euro Num says, thank you very much. I'm going to take that. I will take the race win and the points lead as we head into Le Mans in 2 weeks. And if you thought this was crazy, wait until Le Mans in 2 weeks. But you know what? We've got results. We've got interviews. I'm sure it's going to be interesting. We'll be right back here on GSRC. if you miss this, I don't know what to tell you, because it was an incredible race, and it may be one of the best finishes that the Absolute Beginners League puts on. Now, of course, some of the tempers flared and everything else, but yeah, I got to tell you, in my opinion, in administering races before, you guys up the front there was no fault to be placed. You guys were going for the race win, and everybody was at least able to survive to the start-finish line. So great job out there. We'll get that finishing order pulled up here for you in just a second. But man, Euro Num from 4th to the race win out there. First position, Podacek able to come home in second. Third place goes to Jaume Torres. Edwin Valerino sneaking across Ramos at the line after that terrific battle between Hocek and Ramos the entire race. Torres got into it after the pit stops, and Euro Num joining him on the last lap. Edwin Valerino should move into second in the point standings after today. Alessandro Daldoni with the coming up, I think we figured out 17, 18 spots from the start of the race. Neil Bamber in 7th, Henrik Kamara in 8th position, Nico Roman in 9th, Christopher Giros coming home in 10th.
Adam, I think I'm going to give that voice a little bit of a break. Going to round up some of these positions. 11th, we had Nick Carthy. 12, Matt Tempest behind him. Ludwig Sauer in 13th. Jack Turner, something happened to him at the end. He came across the line in 14th. We don't really know exactly what happened, but a little unfortunate. Josh Brain in 15th. Darren Rawlinson in 16th, followed by Pablo Lozano Santuste in 17th. 18th goes to Peter Reed. Luis Rodriguez Lujan in the 19th position, and rounding out your top 20 would be Andrew Saunders.
And of course, it was Jack Turner that was involved in the last lap instinct going through between turn 10 and turn 11 that ended up costing him. And of course, also why Matt Tempest came across the line crabbing. So rest of these guys had some problems. Guys that finished on one lap down, though, I will give them a mention. Neptune, Crook, Smet, Armstrong, Scott, because they were able to hang in there until the end of the race. So we have got Euro Num in here. And Euro, first of all, welcome back to the ABL. Second race back. We're glad to have you here. And it ended up being a little bit more exciting on that last lap than what I was thinking you were counting on.
Yeah, I was counting on there was only a chance if they mess up there. So yeah, going to the last lap, I was about there about. But yeah, when I saw they're going 3 wide, I was just holding a little bit back and see what happens.
You know, and I believe that will put you into the points lead, and with, of course, the short season, and put you in a pretty good position as we go into Le Mans next week. And I'll say Le Mans, I mean, if you thought this was a drafting track, Le Mans probably will be next week as well. So what's your thoughts on having Le Mans and the Skip Barbers?
Yeah, we raced there once. It will be very weak draft again. I don't know how the quali will work. Because we have open quali, so that will be key again. So yeah, it will be very tough again. And I'm just learning to Skippy and the new tires.
Oh, that's right, because you haven't raced the Skip too much since the remodel. So, but I'll tell you, you know, it is great to have you back here. Waiting to see if anybody else has any other questions for you. Rocco, what do you got here for Euro?
Euro, you're watching this battle unfold in front of you, first through third. You're just kind of hanging back, watching everything take event in front of you. Are you thinking that these guys are going to touch? Are you thinking that you're going to have a spot, or are you just waiting at that point for something to happen?
No, I was going full out in the third place there. I was a little bit too far in this draft, so I saw they made contact a few times, like 2 or 3 laps to go. So there was always chance for the big contact.
Well, excellent race, pushing through, staying on it. I was impressed watching it. I look forward to seeing you run these cars again. You said you're not very familiar with it, but you definitely had us fooled. Great job today out there.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, so we got that. We also got Alessandro Deladone in the booth here with us, and I'll let Rocco talk to him.
Alessandro, a crazy race up front. We were just breathless watching everything happen. How did you get through a lot of attrition, a lot of stuff going on in this race? How do you just keep your mindset, just hit your marks, 40 minutes, running at a high level? What are you thinking about? What take us through just your thought process of keeping it clean.
Well, considering how bad is having damage on this car and how aero sensitive this track is, was key to keep the car clean and not hit anybody. So starting last, actually, because two guys behind me didn't show up, I had a pretty clean start, and I managed already to pass 10, 15 cars in the first 2-3 laps, and surprisingly it was very, very clean. We had some close calls, but by the way, I have to say driving start have been very, very good in this race. I'm really, really happy about this because starting from the back, you can find a lot of things. Many things can happen, especially on a close track like this, where a draft can give you like 1 second easily on this track. So it's very, very important to keep it clean, and many accidents can happen. But thankfully here, everyone did a very good job.
Well, you kept it clean. You made your way up 27 spots the last time I looked. Definitely something to be proud of. Definitely come away with this one feeling good about yourself. And, looking forward to seeing you at Le Mans.
Yeah, if I have time, it will be a pleasure to come and join you guys. Thank you.
Well, thanks for putting on a show today. Excellent to see everything happen. Glad to see your charge through the field. You have yourself a great night, and be proud of what you did today, buddy.
You too, guys. Cheers.
All right, now it's Alessandro Daldone. Appreciate that. Appreciate Hero Num stopping by as well. Absolutely. We want to thank the Absolute Beginners League for organizing Formula Neagle and contracting with GSRC to broadcast it. Thanks to the companies, equipment, and software that you see on the screen now that we use on our broadcast. The original music that gives every GSRC broadcast that flavor and feel is thanks to June Lalonde. See the screen for how to contact her. On screen now are some upcoming broadcasts, so check those out. Mark them down on your calendar. If you'd like more information about GSRC, including a complete list of future broadcasts, you can find it all at www.globalsimchannel.com. We're also on Twitter at GSR Channel, Facebook at /Global SimRacing Channel, Instagram at GSRC_Graham. And while you're there, if you haven't done yet, become a GSRC YouTube subscriber by hitting that subscribe button on this YouTube channel. Finally, on behalf of the entire crew, Rocco, Mr. Engstrom in the pits today, Sean and Dougie, I'd like to thank you all for watching. We'll see you in 2 weeks at Le Mans, and you thought this was crazy today? Wait till then. In Soup's words, with that said, we're off to have fun storming the castle, so until next time, race clean, race hard, we'll see you on the track.